Good morning, students. I'm Manasi from Khernagar Secondary, Bandra East, and today we are going to see the last lesson of your geography textbook, and that is tourism. Really, this is very interesting lesson, and you all must be liking to go for the traveling. This is what related to your very interesting topic. So I'll share the slides over here. Now, whenever there is a question comes of going somewhere, we all are very excited. Then we all like to go to the places of our own choice. Like some people like to go visit to the festivals. Okay, some people like to go for the weddings and different things like beaches, sports club. So whenever you are told to do the activity, for example, see on page number 88, can you tell a first thing which is given in your textbook? Dear students, imagine that you have to go for the vacation with your family. Make a list of 15 favorite places in Maharashtra. Then you're going to try to segregate it based on the places near the sea, historical places, national park and sanctuaries, hill station and religious places. Now select one place from each group which you would like to visit. Then discuss the reason for your choice. When many choices are there in front of you, then you are going to select the place which you prefer most. So, what will be the reason behind that? Now, the geographical explanation, we undertake short or long journey for the various purposes. We like to travel from one place to another for the various purposes. Okay, sometimes we like to visit for the festival. If you are going into your villages when Ganesh is there or whenever any religious festival is there, so we like to visit to our places, to the nearby places for festival. Sometimes we go for the family function. Sometimes you children are going in your villages or you're going nearby places for the weddings, for any family function if it is there. Then sometimes we travel for the fairs. Whenever Jatra is there in your locality or you're in your villages, the fairs are there. So children are very much excited to go into the fairs. Or sometimes we go for the sports. For the sports, if the students are there who are very interested in sports, so they often have to move from one place to another whenever the sports competitions are there. So people travel for various reasons. Sometimes the people like to wander into the forest, into the jungle. They like to study the flora and fauna over there. You can see on the screen here. So that is called as the wandering. Wandering, that is moving from one place to another. Okay, it's like an adventure. So many people like to do this adventure and recreation, etc. Now recreation, it actually grabs the whole thing, like going for the yoga and adventurous activities are there, cycling it is there, then boating it is there, then you're going for trekking it is there, so swimming, all this thing, music, everything, so it gives you your mind a sort of relaxation. So this is counted under recreation activities. So people travel from one place to another for the different purposes. Now we have seen the different purposes for what the people are trying to go from one place to another. Then we need to carry out some preparation before going anywhere. Now, if you want to go anywhere, you like to make certain preparation. You cannot plan out and you cannot just go. You if you thinking that tomorrow I'm going to go to some place, then you in hurry you cannot go over there. But if you go like that, you may have the different problems. So what is the main thing needed here is that the planning. So we need to carry out some preparation before going anywhere, such as selecting the route to go over there. Now, whenever any place is there, there are different routes to visit that particular place. Some routes are very short distance, some routes are taking from a long distance. So, it is also necessary to see the routes. Choosing the means of transport. Now, means of transport consist of roadways, railways, airways, and what means you are going to take so that it will be comfortable journey for you. Then packing essential things, etc. Now, essential things are very important because see, you will be away from your home. Then, whatever things you will need, so you should get it very easily over there, such as your clothes, such as your medicines, and whatever different things which are necessary for you. When we reach the destination, we visit the exquisite and spectacular site. The spectacular site is very cool and interesting to see. That is called as the spectacular site. Sometimes we stay there. We make the use of facilities provided over there. Sometimes when we are going to the far places, when we often have to stay in the hotels or lodges which are available, and we have to pay for that. We also pay a due for those services or goods. Now, this everything comes under tourism. Now, what is tourism? Visiting various places away from our home for getting the joy, entertainment, trading, staying, etc. is called as tourism. So, tourism means visiting various places that is away from the home for the different purposes such as entertainment, joy, for trading, for staying over there. This everything comes under tourism. Now we'll move further. So, page number 88, use your brain power. Now, this one activity is given in your book. Use your brain power. Planning a trip. When you're planning a trip, what things you have to do? A trip has been organized from your home to your favorite tourist destination. Find out the route with the help of the various websites. Decide the journey, the route you will take. Consider the factors like duration of the trip, materials required for travel, means of transport, availability of route, etc. Get the estimate travel cost per person. So, whenever you're going in a group and whenever you are told to do the activity that is planning a trip, this is actually a activity. Okay, then you have to use your brain. Now, where you have to use your brain first is that you have to find out the perfect destination, then find out the route which will help you to take over there from the various website. Now from the websites help you to find out everything. You will get detailed information of everything. So from the website you can find out that which route will be preferable for you. Then decide the journey route you will take. Consider the factors like duration of the trip and the material required to travel. Consider the factors of duration, how much time it will take for you. Then what materials will be required over there? If you're going to the place where there is a ice, snow, then you have to take the material accordingly or which suits to that environment. Then means of transport, how you're going to go. Then availability of the route, etc. And then plan out to get the estimate cost per person, means how much money if you required or a per person required for this trip. So this is the use your brain power means you actually have to work on it. Now moving ahead, there is one map given in your book, a major tourist places of India. Now, this is the make friend with maps. Maps are actually very interesting to study and they help you to know many things. So, that is why in your book, the maps are printed with beautiful colors with the heading of make maps, make friends with maps. So, based on this map we have already learned during our map reading and map studying. The map name is the India's important tourist places. This is the map name, India's important tourist places. Now, you can see here is that some questions are given below. Observe the figure 12.1. Now, here the questions are given and answer the following question. Use an atlas for reference. out of this, which tourist places do you know? Make a list. Now, this answer will be like it's according to everyone choice. So many places are there. See, tourist places: Delhi, Mathura, Agra, Ajmer. If you go to the east side, then Ranchi, Kolkata, Gaya, Patna. Then if north side we have Amritsar, Srinagar, then Delhi. The south side we have Bengaluru, then Rameshwar, Kanyakumari. So these all are actually the tourist spots. To the west side we have the very beautiful place that is covers Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, Ajmer, Jodhpur, and so many tourist destinations we are having itself in India. So this question's answer it can be different from a student to student because it's based on their own choices. Now, for example, next is what? For what are the selected places famous? Now, if you make the choice of any place, then for what reason the selected place is famous? Now, for example, if you like to make the choice, okay, if you like to make the choice of a place, uh, select the place that is Agra. If you make the choice of Agra, then Agra is famous for what? Taj Mahal. Then Ellora Caves. Ellora is famous for the caves. Then if you make a choice of Amritsar, then Amritsar, what is the famous over there? That is the Golden Temple. Then if you make a choice of Delhi, then what is the famous destination over there? Red Fort. So likewise, you can select the different places and tell that what the places are famous for. Then make a list of a religious and historical sites on the map. Now, religious places which are there, which gives you the religious importance, and historical places like forts, like museums are there, which gives you the historical importance. So, from the map, you are going to find out the religious places. Now, religious places which are there, Tirupati is there, Konark is there, then Rameshwaram is there. These are all religious places. Then historical places, Pune is there, Jhansi is there, Mumbai is there, Kolkata is there. So some historical important museums or palaces or forts are there in this particular places. Then, if you go to the next question, make the list of hill station placing places having sanctuaries and the places along the coast. Now, this is what you are going to make the list of hill station. Now, list of hill station where you are having Masuri, you're having Nainital, you're having Darjeeling, you're having Srinagar, then you're having Leh, then you're having Simla. So all these places which are there, they are famous for the hill station. But then sanctuaries where they are Nainital, then Melghat, Bharatpur, Periyar, these are all famous for the sanctuaries. And the places near the coast, of course, are Mumbai is there, which lies near the coastal area of Arabian Sea. Then Panaji is there. Then Mangalore is there. Okay, these all places which are there, which is famous for the coast, like Tiruvananthapuram, Kanyakumari. If you can see here down, that is the Kanyakumari. The place is very famous. So these all the places are famous which lies on the coast, near the coast. So we have learned about this map. You can see here lot and lot places are there which are related with this tourist spots, and you can select many places from here. Now let's go to the next part of the lesson. Okay. Now page number 90, open page number 90. The places given on the map have become famous due to the different reasons. Now why all these places have become famous? For due to the different reason they have become famous. Some special things are the reason behind the places becoming famous. For example, natural beauty is there. For example, if you take Goa, then it is famous for the natural beauty. It is famous for its beautiful sea beaches. So That can be considered under natural beauty. Then pleasant weather is there. Pleasant weather also you will find somewhere in Kashmir also. Sometimes it is very, very pleasant. You find over there very cool, calming. So that comes under pleasant weather. Then sometimes scenic beauty it is there of that particular place that comes under scenery. In Kerala and all, if you go to Kerala side, you will get to see the nice backwater areas, nice boating. So it comes under the scenic beauty. Then hot springs, sea coast, hot springs are there somewhere in some of the places are very famous for the hot springs. Then sea coast are the places which lies on the coastal side comes under this beautiful sea coast. Then historical monuments wherever the museums are there. In Jaipur it is their museum, in Hyderabad it is their museum. So in many places the historical museums are there. Then religious places, forest areas. Now religious places, Kashi, Prayag. Okay, then you have in Orissa, Jagannath Puri, all these places which are there, which are famous for really as a religious places. Then forest area where the people likes to go for the adventure, people likes to go for the trekking. These people like to cover the forest areas. So all these places are become important because of some of the reasons behind this. And what are these reasons? Natural beauty, pleasant weather, scenery, hot spring, sea coast, historical monuments, religious places, and forest area. These are the major attraction of tourists. And why the tourists are visiting these places? Because all these things are the major attraction of tourists. Now, next on your book, it is given on the basis of the political boundaries, tourism can be seen into two types. Now, what are these two types? The two types is domestic tourism and international and foreign tourism. Now, what is domestic tourism? The tourism within the limit of the country is called as a domestic tourism. The tourism which is in the limit of the country, which where you don't have to go outside your country, that is called as the domestic tourism. For example, you are traveling from one city to another city, traveling from one village to another village, traveling from city to a village. Everything comes under domestic tourism. For example, the example is given in your textbook is a person from Maharashtra going to Kanyakumari. Now, Kanyakumari lies where? It lies in Tamil Nadu to the south. Okay, so the person from Maharashtra is going to Kanyakumari for a tourism that is also counted in domestic tourism. Then a person from Nagpur is visiting to see the caves of Ellora. So that comes in Aurangabad. So even if he goes to that is Nagpur to Aurangabad, it is counted as a domestic tourism. If person from that is from the top you can say that is from the Kashmir is coming down towards the south to Kanyakumari, that is also counted under domestic tourism. So in short we can understand that domestic tourism means the tourism within the limit of the country. In your own country you travel from one place to another, that is called as the domestic tourism. Next, we are having is the international or foreign tourism. Now, what is this international or foreign tourism? When a person is going to another country, that is crossing the country's boundaries and visiting some other country for tourism, it comes under international or foreign tourism. Now, what example we can take from here in this particular thing? An Indian, okay, a person from India going to Switzerland for tourism. So, when he is going to Switzerland, he is actually crossing the boundary of India. So, that is counted in what international or foreign tourism. Or you can take an American person coming to India for tourism. A person from America, he comes to India for tourism. That is also comes under international or foreign tourism. So we have seen what is domestic tourism as well as we have seen what is international or foreign tourism. So in short, you can say international or foreign tourism means crossing the country's boundaries and visiting some other country for tourism. It is called as international tourism. And domestic tourism means what? That is traveling within the country. Tourism within the limit of the country is called as the domestic tourism. Okay, moving further. Now, if you see this, do you know column? Now, do you know columns gives a lot of information in your textbook. Whatever related to the content, the extra information is provided into this. Do you know column? So we'll see this. Do you know column also? To go to the foreign country, one needs different types of documents. Now here on the screen you can see here. Now you cannot cross the boundary without having this document. You cannot cross the border. For example, if you want to go from India to if you want to go to America, you cannot simply sit in the flight and reach in America. You have to go through the under some procedure and different documents are needed to travel. That is 12 travel documents are actually needed for if you need to go for the international travel. And you can see here passport it is there, visa it is there, and some other documents are there, your identities is there. Of course the currency is also important because the same type of currency doesn't work in there. So we have what things documents are included in this. We have a passport, then visa is there, then you should have the travel insurance and other documents comes under counted, that is your identity card, your PAN card, your Aadhaar card. So different things are actually needed for you to travel into the other countries. And we should also have the currency of the country where we are going. For this, we need to exchange the currency value with that currency. Now, our rupee, India's currency is the rupee. The rupee will not work everywhere. So each of the country is having its own currency. In America, if you see dollars are there, Germany you can see euro is there. So different currency is there which is used. Then they are having the offices. We can exchange our currency with them with the value of their own money. So this is what you need to go for the international travel. Moving ahead, moving ahead on page number 90. On the basis of the aim of tourism and the specialties of the destination, there can be different type of tourism. Now what we have seen the different type of tourism that was based on the political boundaries. On the political boundaries, the different type of tourism, that is domestic tourism and international tourism. Now further, if you go further, you can see here that basis on the aim of tourism and the specialities of the destination, whatever specialities each of the destination is having, it is further divided. And the different type of tourism which is explained through the photographs in your textbook. Now the first thing is that the processions are there whenever there is a religious jatras are there, fairs are there. So the procession or the gathering or the mob of the people can be seen over there. So that comes under procession. Then different things are there comes under sanctuary. Bird sanctuaries are there, then wildlife animal sanctuaries are there, where you can enjoy the different birds. You can also go to the safaris. The cars and gypsies are provided for you to take into the jungle and see these animals, or to enjoy this wildlife, to enjoy the flora and fauna over there from very nearby experience. So you can get this type of experience when you are visiting the sanctuary. Now, next is wandering in the wild. Some people like to visit into the places like jungles. Okay, they like to see the flora fauna over there. They like to make the study of the vegetations over there. What kind of trees or the vegetations are found in the jungle? So that comes under the wandering in the wild. Next is the sea tourism. Some people like to go for the boating. Okay, some people, if they want to go from one place to another, sometimes the cruise are there, special cruise are there, which makes you, which makes you very happy when you are traveling into that cruise, when you are traveling into the small boats and all in the backwater areas also. So that comes under sea tourism. Then we have next, which is shown in your textbook, page number 91. So, health and wellness tourism. Now, what is this health tourism? Health tourism is what you can see here in the screen. Sometimes people go from one place to another within the country, or the people come from outside the country. Now, India is very famous for the health tourism. And what health tourism? People from outside the country comes to India because, like here, the health tourism is very cheap compared to their own country. A different ancient Ayurvedic therapies are there, Panchakarma is there, yoga therapy is there, which is nowhere in the world. So, because of this importance, people from abroad countries or people within the countries travel from one place to another for this health tourism. You can see here the people are performing yoga. Okay, the Panchakarma therapy is also given here, massage therapies is spas are also given here. So India is also famous for health tourism. Now, next is adventure sports. Now, some people, especially young people, are very much interested in adventure sports. They like to go for skiing, they like to go for skating, they like to go for trekking. All this comes under adventure sports. They like to do the parasailing, paragliding. Okay, all this comes under adventure sports because it is a sort of adventure where you really need your strength and the power. So, a normal person cannot perform all this kind of activity. There is a thrill when you perform this kind of activity. So, it is counted under the adventure sports. Now, sometimes people like to travel, that is to see the life below the sea. Below the sea, also, that there are different species which are not commonly seen, or you cannot see them commonly. So, you have to go to that places or below the sea to see this beautiful world. This type of things you can sometimes see in the places where there are large aquarium and all. So that type also you can see, or the people have to visit down below the sea and see these beautiful sights. So these are the different type of tourism which was what you can say is that which was explained with help of a photograph, and the tourism which was based on the aim of tourism and the specialities of destination. So this is segregated into the specialities of destination. So what are they? Processions are there, then sanctuaries are there, wandering in wild are there. Sometimes people like to wander in the wild. Then sea tourism is there, then health tourism is there, adventure sports, life below the sea. So all these things are there which are very useful for you. So let's move to the another. topic that is in your textbook, page number 91. Do you know? Now you must have seen the all of the students are using the smartphones. So all are familiar with GPS. What is GPS? Okay, this thing you are familiar with. The GPS system in our smartphone or the GPS instrument is largely used for tourism. Now, why this thing is introduced in this lesson? Because it is connected or it's related with tourism, where it can be used mostly. So that is why this term is introduced in this lesson. For that, we need a special application like a Google Map. Now, for using this GPS, what you need a special application that is a Google Map. We can know our exact location with the help of the map. When you're visiting to another country, sometimes see if you are lost somewhere, then if you want to go back to your particular hotel or if you want to go back to your group, then what you will do, that is a great thing is that which is introduced in the technology, that is the Google Maps, and with the help of GPS you can find your destination. Once it is decided where we want to head, then information regarding all the possible routes of travel, distance, time required, according to the type of vehicles, amenities on the way like petrol pump, restaurants. So if you want to go any particular place, if you are typing the particular destination, then you will get all the detailed information. What detailed information you will get, what time actually you will need. If you take a particular route, then how much time will be needed to reach to your destination. Then if you take a vehicle, if you take a two wheeler, if you go walking, if you go four wheeler, if you take train, if you take flight, then what will be the time needed to reach over there? Then what amenities are there? What facilities are there on the way? Like petrol pump it is there, restaurants are there, lodges are there. These all things are available on this map and we can use this for tourism. So this that is why this tourism lesson, this GPS concept is introduced. Now we'll go to another activity which is okay, which is there in your textbook. Use your brain power. Now some issues related to tourism it is given here, and it is told that write an for appropriate or inappropriate for it. Now the income of the country should be sufficiently high for the development of tourism. It is inappropriate. Why? Because the income of the country need not to be sufficiently high for the development of tourism. Tourism can be developed at any place, even if the income is very low also. The specific place will have its own importance. Then next was the domestic tourism should be given a boost. Correct. Why? Because if you travel within your country, it will add into the economy of your the people of your own locality. So domestic tourism should be boosted. Then tourists from other countries should be banned. Is it correct? No. The tourists from other countries should not be banned. They should be encouraged. Then tourists should be assured for safe journey. Always you should have the insurance. So that is, and also assurance. That is very correct one. The cultural heritage of the country should be preserved. Of course, it is a true thing. We should preserve our cultural heritage. Then we should respect other countries' culture. Your country will have its own culture, so you cannot say like the other country's culture is low. So you should always respect for other countries' culture. The government subsidies and the incentives should be given for tourism business. Of course, the government should give the subsidies and incentives for the tourism business because it add into the economy or the development of the country. Then participation in international sports can be encouraged. So participation in the international sports, it should be encouraged only. So it is the appropriate one. Then tourism should be encouraged through advertisement. Of course, the tourism should be encouraged through advertisement. Whenever there is an advertisement, then only person comes to know that which tourist places are there, where we have to go, how much it will take, what will be the estimate for that. So that's why advertising also plays important part in tourism. It is necessary to preserve the tourist places. You cannot destroy the tourist places. You cannot destroy the heritage, cultural heritage of the country. So it is correct one. Then we should preserve the buildings of the famous people who have contributed in various sectors and memorials. Yes, true. We should preserve the buildings of the famous people. Then, services and amenities should be developed for tourism. Of course, true, because wherever the tourist places are there, whenever the people want to reach to the particular places, they should have all the amenities. Then only they are going to come. So, this is also a correct statement. Tourist agencies should be banned. Now, this is inappropriate because if the tourist agencies are banned, then who are going to give you the information? Who will help you to move from one place to another? Sometimes the people are not that much smart, or people are not that much confident to go without any help or to go without any traveling agency. So, these tourist agencies should not be banned, or they should be encouraged for their business. There is no ample scope in tourism field. Ample means more or lot of. So this is also inappropriate because in the field of tourism there is lot and lot of scope. If you go get into the line of tourism, lot of scope is there into this profession. Then tourism is a type of invisible trade. Now, in the trade lesson, we have learned about the visible trade and we have learned about the invisible trade. So, visible trade, we have learned that what we can see or what we can see the buying and selling procedure. And when we cannot see the buying and selling procedure object, then it is comes under the those are the services which comes under the invisible trade. So, tourism is also a type of a invisible trade. This statement is correct. All types of facilities should be developed for tourists. Of course, true. Because whenever the tourists want to reach to the particular place, he should have the facilities over there. Then the country's economy does not benefit at all from tourism. This is inappropriate. This is a wrong statement. The country's economy gets lot of benefit. It adds into the GDP of the country. So the country's development is based on this tourism. Now I want to show you one video that is all the places which are there, the tourist places. We'll take a look of it. So before that, we'll just revise the thing what we have done and then I'll share you the video. Okay. Now today what things we have learned? We have seen that the people are traveling from one place to another for different purposes. What purposes are there? Festivals are there, then family functions are there, fairs are there, sports are there. Then some people like to wander into the forest, so wandering is there, recreation activities are there. Then we have seen what is tourism. Okay, that is visiting the places away from the home for getting entertainment, joy, and different reasons are for the trading, for staying. This comes under tourism. Then what we have seen the use your brain power, this planning of trip. Now, what actually things are needed for planning of the trip? That also we means we have seen. Then we have seen the map of tourist map of India with the different tourist places. We have seen lot of places over here, and we have also solved the questions. Now, why these places are important, or what are the reason behind these places to give the famous places? That is natural beauty, pleasant weather. Then what the places are famous for its scenic beauty, hot springs, sea coast, historical monuments are there, historical importance are there. Then religious places are there, and forest areas are there. So these are the reasons also we have seen. Under the basis of the borders, that is domestic tourism comes under the political boundaries. The tourism is divided into domestic tourism, that also we have seen, tourism within the limit of the country, and international tourism, that is crossing the country's boundaries. It also comes under international tourism. Then if you want to cross the boundaries, you cannot directly go over there because you need some things, that is the documents which are needed: passport, visa, travel insurance, currencies, and different identity proofs are needed for this procedure. Then, with the help of the pictures, we have seen the aim of tourism and specialities of the destination. We have seen procession, we have seen sanctuary, why the places are important. Then we have seen how the places are important for the wandering in wild. Then that is the sea tourism. Then we have seen how the people are coming from other countries, or people travel from one place to another for the health, that comes under health tourism, yoga, panchakarma. Then we have seen adventure sports, how the people like to perform the adventure sports, skiing, skating, trekking, which comes under adventure sports. Then life below the sea. Some people like to see the life below the sea, flora, fauna over there. So that comes under life below the sea. Then we have seen the GPS, that is how GPS concept is related with this tourism, how it helps to carry the tourism activities. And we have also seen use your brain power, that what are the some issues related to tourism development, and whether they are the statements are the correct one or the statements are not correct. So these also we have seen. Now I'm going to share you one video. I'm going to share you one video that is related with tourism, and we'll see some of the beautiful places over here. I'll just Okay, coming back, try to see this. Okay, now this is the best places in India. Now, this you can see here, the beautiful place over India. We'll see the 10 places, best places in India. Now, I'm going to show you the place. Okay, you can see, enjoy this place. Now, number 10, it is the Red Fort. Okay, where it is Chandni Chowk, New Delhi. Now, the fort was built in the year 1639 to 1648, built by Shah Jahan. It is a beautiful fort. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Prime Minister hoists a flag over there on Independence Day. Mumtaz Mahal, Rang Mahal, Diwane Alam, Diwane Khas, Pauli, Moti Masjid, all these places are there in the Red Fort. And you can see the entry tickets also there, different for the Indians and different for the foreigners, and of course the timing to visit these places. Now we'll see number 9, that is the Statue of Unity. Statue of Unity, that is in Kevadia, Gujarat. Okay, you can see it was built in the year 2013 2018, built by Larsen and Toubro Company, dedicated to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. It is the world's tallest statue with a height of 182 meters. More than 3,250 workers were actually working to build this. You can see the entry tickets also if you want to go to this Statue of Unity that is in Gujarat, Kevadia, and see the timings also 8 to 6 p.m. Monday it is closed. Then 8 is Amer Fort. Now Amer Fort where it is in Jaipur, Rajasthan. It's a beautiful fort built in the year 1592, built by Raja Man Singh. You will find the different places here: Diwani Am, Diwani Sheesh Mahal, Jal Mandir. This was actually the residence of the Rajputana family. So to visit here, the entry charges is also there, rupees 100, and the time is also given. Then number 7, we have Mysore Palace. Mysore Palace is in Mysuru, Karnataka, that comes in the south, built in the year 1897 to 1912, built by Warrior family. It is the tourist destination here with more than many peoples are actually 60 lakh peoples are actually visiting. It is a lavish and a large palace which is 80 meters long and a 50 meters wide. And you can see here some entry charges are also there to visit this particular place. It's a beautiful palace built by Vadiyar family in Karnataka. Next is Hawa Mahal, which is in Badi Chowkat, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Built in the year 1799, built by Maharaja Savai Pratap Singh. So beautiful design you can see. Hawa Mahal, royal ladies, they used to see outside by the small windows which are made by the on this Hawa Mahal. And this is a very iconic thing of a pink city, Jaipur. And here also some charges are there, and also the timing is also there to visit this particular place. Then fifth is Charminar, which is there in Hyderabad, comes in Telangana. Built in the year 1591, built by Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, named after the structure of the monument with four minarets. Charminar is present in busy area of Hyderabad and it has a huge clock of its four sides. So entry charges are also there for visiting this Charminar. And also you can see the timing and it is open all day. Fourth is the Golden Temple, a beautiful temple which is situated in Amritsar, Punjab, built in the year 1589, built by Guru Arjan fifth Sikh Guru. The main structure of the Golden Temple is covered with pure gold, hence the name. It is given Golden Temple. And Golden Temple is based on Sikhism, but it welcomes the people of all religion and caste. Here, you don't have to pay any entries. So this we have seen the beautiful sights and the beautiful places which was related with your lesson, tourism. So I think you have understood the half lesson and the half part of the lesson we are going to see tomorrow. Those are actually covering the tourism, the importance of tourism, then the different trains are there and the different sites are there and how the tourism it is related with economic development, environmental development, health and social development. So that we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, students. Thank you, students. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.